Hey, Shalom Akim, Yabashima Shah Barakatham, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and to the sincere brothers preaching the word of Yabashima Shah in sincerity and in truth. This is Brother Menashe DC Camp. He's got a couple of precepts to go over because I know that the time of temptation, the hour of temptation is drawing near. The trials and tribulations are going to be turned up. So I'm just going to bring up these quick precepts. So I got here Luke chapter 21, verse 32. I read all the way down to 36. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. So these are Yahweh Shai's, words, because I'm reading the red letter section. Verse 34, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts are overcharged with soft-eating and drunkenness and cares of this life, so that day come upon you unawares. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the earth. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. So that's exactly, Yahushua is, urging brothers to stay focused on, to watch and pray, to be focused on the prophecies coming to pass. Because now, folks are worried, man, about, the cares of this world, but that's shouldn't be main priority. So, brothers just gotta stay focused and, stay grounded. Because this own inheritance you have on this side, every other thing else is just, bunch of junk. So, brothers just gotta stay with the scriptures to the end, man. It's gonna be a tough journey, a strict battle you gotta stick with. And I also got John chapter 6, verse 27. It says, labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for the meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him hath Yahweh the Father sealed. So, brothers, just, stay, yourselves. What I mean by staying yourself, I mean, just don't be nervous. It's not the time to be frightened. You're gonna go through moments where, people will piss you off. But as you get, to the next level, you just gotta make sure you don't get distracted. Because Yahweh already said, if you're in this truth, if people are gonna offend you. But at the same time, you just learn, that you can't take matters into your own hands. So John chapter 6, verse 27, labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which is the scriptures. To read John 14, verse 6. And then you have, which the Son of Man shall give unto you, for him hath the Father sealed. So the scriptures is going to give you comfort in these last days, man. Because, the economy is not doing that well. And they got folks, hustling, man. Hustling just to make ends meet. And then just add another precept. John chapter 6, verse 63 says, it is the spirit that quickeneth. It is the spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So, that everlasting life that brothers are really seeking for is only going to come through Yahweh Shai, man. You just got to make sure you keep your eyes single. And then I have to go to Matthew chapter 10, verse 22. And it says, "And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth unto the end shall be saved." So it's with only this truth, this knowledge that Yahushua is going to give unto you, that ye shall be able to endure unto the end. Every other doctrine is not going to be helpful, man. They all had their time, and it's already passed. So this, the scriptures is everlasting. So I read one more time, Matthew chapter 10, verse 22. "And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake." Yep, here goes the name again, name of Yahushua. "But he that endureth unto the end, he that endureth to the end shall be saved." So this is exactly what brothers are looking forward to, man. Salvation. Salvation, 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 man. Brothers have just got to keep that, on the top of their list. The only thing they need is just salvation from the destruction that's coming from the overflowing scourge, destroying wind. Because this is a time of nuclear war that we are approaching, man. The East against the West. Then you have the Middle East and the other nations all, joined in. So I'll get the book of James. Chapter 1, verse 12. It says, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord Yahweh Shai hath promised to them that love him." I read it one more time. James chapter 1, verse 12. "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord Yahweh Shai hath promised to them that love him." So as Yahweh Shai said, if you love him, you gotta keep his commandments. Just stay in line, man. Do as you're told according to the scriptures. Follow that narrow path, that straight gate, because that's all you have, man. As an Israelite in captivity, this is all you have. And then, just pray that the Most High strengthens your faith, because it's no joke being in this truth, man. You're gonna take punches, man. You're gonna take punches. It's a given, man. It's part of the job description, man. You're gonna be involved in all kind of, debates, and then you just gotta stand on a firm foundation, which is the scriptures, aka, the cornerstone, Yahweh Shai, because you don't want to be found wanting, and then, you lose out, because, it's a terrible thing, man, to fall into the hands of the Most High. You just gotta pray. The Most High, provides a way out for you out of this destruction that's coming. And that way is Yahweh Shai. Alright, so let me just bring out one of those basic precepts, because it's just simple precepts and just bring them up. The simple precepts go a long way. So this is John chapter 14, verse 6. Yahweh Shai said unto him, let me start from verse 5. John chapter 4, verse 5. Thomas said unto him, Lord, we know not whither thou goest. How can we know the way? Yahweh Shai said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. So, all your questions, just, send to them around Yahweh Shai, man. That's the only way you're going to get the answers you need, man, to move on, to move up, to grow spiritually. Because it's a constant struggle, between the flesh and the spirit, they're contrary to one another. And then I read to you Revelations chapter 20. I'll start from verse 6 and read all the way to the end. Blessed and holy is he that had part in the first resurrection. That's what, the men of the Lord are looking forward to, the apostles. Such the second death had no power, but they shall be priests of Yahweh and of his Christ, Yahweh Shai, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. That's in the kingdom. So I'm going to skip and jump all the way down to actually just keep on reading. And when the 1,000 years are expired, the dark ages, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. All right, and up to now, so you could tell that rulership of Satan, the rulership of the Edomites is almost over. And the EU, NATO, Russia, the so-called white race, they're going to perdition. So verse 7, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, that's the adversary, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. And when it went up on the breadth of the earth, and compassed the camp of the saints about, and the beloved city, and fire came down from Yahweh out of heaven, and devoured them, and the devil that had deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. And then verse 11, and I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yahweh, and the books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life. Yep, the book of life, Lord willing, brothers gotta pray that our names are written in that book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things which are written in the books according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which are in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to his work, according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So that's exactly, brothers are striving to avoid, man. The brother wants to be a candidate for destruction. You gotta strive, man. You're not gonna be able to keep all the laws perfectly, but just gotta try, to the best of your ability, and just pray the Most High help you get over the hurdles that you currently are experiencing. And then get Revelations chapter 21, and I read verses 7 and 8. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. So, brothers gotta be praying diligently, man, to have that portion, the first resurrection, because putting in the work takes effort. You don't want to let your efforts go in vain. And then I read a simple precept just to remind brothers. This is another nice precept. Well, let me just read James chapter 1 verse 21. It says, "Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls." And verse 22 says, "But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves." So brothers, just got to put aside, the sluggishness, man. It's time to be a doer, not hearers only. It's time to to prove your own selves, man. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Your faith, you gotta be accompanied by works, they go hand in hand. So you just gotta pray to Yahweh Shema Shai that he guides you. You don't be in a rush to make a decision. And with that, I say all praises to Yahweh Shema Shai, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and the hopeful elect, teaching the word of Yahweh Shema Shai sincerely. Keep the faith, stay diligent, and endure until the end. Shalom.